Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Big Bill coming to you live from Model Railroading Live. And just wanted to say hello to everybody. It's October 19th, 2022. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are ready to do another show. We have a special guest lined up for you tonight. And, excuse me. And we're looking forward to bringing him on. In the meantime, it's been a while since we've been on. Yeah, it's Steve 87 PSAP says, "Hi, Bill. I know a long time. Hey, Mojave Model Railroad, got to be the first post tonight. Yeah, me. That entitles you to a Tina. Since you're the first one, I'm going to give you my double guns. But I'm not only going to give you my double guns, I'm going to give you my rootin' tootin' guns. I don't do that for everybody, girl. I don't do that for everybody. So you got the rootin' tootin'. Anyway, as you guys can see, I am in the former train room. It may sound a little echoey. I don't even know if that's a word. Echo in the room. This is the former train room to which the South Brooklyn Railroad is in. It's being converted. It's been repainted. We're getting a new rug put in here and stuff. But hold on. I'll give you the 65-cent tour of emptiness. Let's see if we can do empty. Empty's good, I guess. I don't know. But this is it. We got new door put on and everything. And everything you see in that closet over there that's the entire South Brooklyn Railroad right in there. And where the bridges used to be over here and stuff, and where the wharf was right. Let me get this. It was right behind me. And now we're in an empty room. We're waiting for the rug to be put in. And tomorrow that will be done. But take heart. The South Brooklyn Railroad has not died. It is coming back, and it's going to be renamed the Bush Terminal. We're going to actually kind of redo the Sunset Park Bush Terminal layout. With that said, let me just continue on here because we have some. Let me say hello to everybody that's on here. Tina's on. Hey, Tina, once again. Ethan Omridge is on. And my name is Uncle Ethan Omridge. Hey, Ken Almost is here. Steve, 87 PSAP. Possum Bayou, hello. CV Railroad in HO scale. John Train at BFGR. Hello, everyone. John Arthur, hello, Bill. Been a minute. Yes, it has. Chris Lambert, good evening from California. Freddie Model, Railroad, hi, Bill. CV Railroad in HO scale. Mojave Valley says, John Wayne, eat your heart out. You got that right. Dwight at Northern Star is here. Hey, M&M Rails is here. Hi, Bill and company. Human City Junction. Hello, model citizens. Crooked River and Eastern Railroad is here. Hi, Bill and chat. Brad's Trains. Grandpa Rails. Hey, what's up, brother? And Human City's giving a big shout out to everybody there. It's on tonight, so that's good. So we're going to start in a minute, but before we start, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Tomorrow on the 20th of October at 9 p.m. Eastern Central Time, we will have Johnny's Train Talk Show will be on, and you guys know the deal with that. That's what Johnny gets together with other modelers, such as you guys, and you can talk about everything and anything under the model railroading sun. And you guys can have questions. You have a situation, you have a problem. If you have a problem, you most likely have to get a psychologist or something, a counselor. But these are model railroading problems, which most likely you probably do need a psychologist or a psychiatrist for that stuff. But anyway, I digress. BNSFN 6951, that's Vinny. Uncle Vincent is in the house, everybody. Former New Yorker, transplanted out to the West. Hello, Vinny. How are you, brother? Long time no hear. Anyway, where was I? Well, Johnny's Train Talk show is on tomorrow night, and he'll be anything you want to talk about. In fact, you guys can be on the show just as a live participant. He has a link that will allow you to come into the room. So if you want to join in and just talk model railroading, that can be done as well. And you can bring and brag if you have something you're working on, or you want to show your layout off, or you want to show what you've been working on. That's even more acceptable. So it would be really Jeffrey Anthony, Sunrise Trains from the state of Maine. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you, buddy? So if you want to do that, that's tomorrow night, Johnny's Train Talk show. And it's very easy, very relaxing. We only have a few rules. Be properly dressed. No foul language. No, if you want to have an adult beverage, put it in a disguised container or something. And no smoking, because, we got young kids that watch this. And we even have some artists, and people, adults who get offended, whatever. I don't know. But, just follow the rules. It's easy. What else? Rail Artist is here. For what it's worth, Rail Artist is here. I know, big whoop. Yes, whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's do it for Rail Artist, everybody. Let's see. Now, I think Eminem said, did I miss it? What's the room for now? Well, the room has been converted due to the fact that my son, Michael, is moving back in. Due to his former living condition, became quite unsafe, and he needed to move back home. So it was a decision that I came to. In fact, when I mentioned that, my wife and I sat down and talked about it, I was like, okay, we'll take the layout down. And he was like, they were both like, no, don't do it. And I was like, yes, we'll do it. I don't own a house. I live in an apartment. So it was a 2-bedroom. So it was no problem giving up the room. It's family, right? So you got to do what you got to do for family. So that's what we're doing. So we're building on that, Eminem. We're building. We are building a new railroad called the. I forget what we're calling it. It's the Sunset Park Bush Terminal Railroad, and it's going to be located in the basement. It's going to be a U-shaped. Got the plans. Most likely we'll do a show on it where I'll share the plans and we can do what do we call it? A Q&A on that. Maybe you guys can come up with something. Are you putting a new carpet in the groom room for ROD? Yes, we are. Me and John were out a couple of weeks ago, and in the pouring rain, and we came across somebody who's throwing a carpet out. We got it hanging up in the backyard here over the fence, drying out. So, we're gonna, as soon as that dries out and we get those musty smells, there's a big brownish stain in it. I don't know what it, and there was crime tape attached to it. So I don't know what that means, but anyway, Human City Junction says, I'm wearing a New York Mets shirt. I know 101 games and we got taken out of the playoffs. Anyway, I won't go. No, I am very serious about the room and my son and his situation. Yes, Human City Junction, Bill Baronic is doing the track plan, and we're in the works for that. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my my special guest tonight. Most of you guys know him from his YouTube channels, and he has a distinct, the carpet. Eminem Rail says, no, the carpet. No, for the green room, that for the guests, yeah, we do. It's hanging up in the back. It's dark out, but I'll take photos of it. Hey, Robert Holman's in the house. Hey, Robert, how are you? Anyway, getting back to my guest. You guys have seen him on YouTube. He is quite extraordinary modeler, young man. And I'm having a hard time tonight. You know why I'm having a hard time? Because I had I had my wisdom teeth taken out. That's why. I I had my wisdom teeth taken out. So bear with me. Okay? Bear with me. So anyway, back to our special guest. Our special guest tonight is a special young man. You guys know him. You've seen his YouTubes, and I will delay no more and introduce to you Nathan DeLay, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, there he is, the man, the myth, and the legend. How are you, Nathan?
Good, Bill. How are you?
I'm very well. I woke up this morning. I didn't smell any flowers, and I didn't see any candles burning, and I wasn't at Casey's funeral home. So that's a positive thing. So I'm so glad that you could be on the show, Nathan.
Same here.
Yeah, it was really an honor to reach out to you, and and you said yes right away. Most of the times, when I reach out to somebody, that I wait a couple of weeks, sometimes months before anybody replies. But you were quick to reply, so thank you so much. So Nathan, just give us a little history about yourself. What have you been up to? What are you doing?
Let's see. I guess you mean in recent times or
In recent times. Let me start it off. We'll get the conversation rolling this way. What started you in model railroading? How old were you?
Honestly, it's hard to say because my parents said that since I was a baby, I used VHS tapes, tissue boxes, wherever I could get my hands on, and line them up as trains. Simple as that. And then it got complicated after that for many years.
Okay. So when did you get did your parents purchase you a train set?
First, it was like Wood and Thomas and stuff like that, but then my dad had his old HO scale stuff, so that's one of the reasons why I got into the scale and built my collection from there.
Okay. Now, you built your collection from there, but one of the things that's and you also have a YouTube channel, is that correct?
Yep. Larry, it's Larry, my first name and last name.
It's Nathan DeLay.
Yep.
Okay, so people, if you guys are listening and you want to check out, Nathan has a little bit of a niche that he does, and I've come to find out that Nathan's creations have become quite a collector's item among model railroaders. It's like you make your own engines, I understand, from cans.
This is a good example.
Yeah, that is a very good example. Now both that switch that is what you call a switching engine?
I would call it a cab forward.
A cab forward. And did you also make the tender? Is that a tender behind it or a boxcar?
Oh, it's a tender. It's actually shockingly made out of playing cards.
A plane?
But I mostly do it.
I'm sorry. Could you hold it up just a little closer to the?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But I mostly make mine out of soda cans. But yeah, rarely I do bullet shells.
Could you hold up the? Could you hold up the engine as well? And does that engine run?
Unfortunately, it doesn't. I actually have problems just by pulling it alone because it's so heavy with other engines.
Really?
But yep. I guess it's like good for display. But here's what does run. Is actually right next to it. Here we go. This black engine that Larry I repainted into my YouTube logo. Sorry. This is based on a Mahano frame.
Now you built that yourself out of soda can?
Yep.
Man, there's a lot of intricate work on that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's very cool. Sparky 107 107 is in the thing, and he says to me, ask Nathan what happened when I got my personal built loco from him.
Uh, uh, wait, you mean like, oh, how he got it? Oh, um, the thing with gifts is that I feel like if I know the person very well, I think, oh, they're a good idea to give Locomos to and who appreciate it. I think Sparky was a good example of that. So, and when he cried after that, it made me realize that this was more worth it than I realized in a good way.
You know, you try to get a good thing, and then you realize, what did I get myself into here? You know?
All for a good way.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's always good. Like I said, you've been known to have make these, and the few people that I know, it seems to be like a collection, a collecting item, a collector's item from you that you make. And I have to say that making that those engines, I just that other last engine, the Nathan DeLay Railroad, that was really pretty. It was pretty intricate, pretty intricate.
Yeah. My first train I ever built was based on a real British train, but that's in York nowadays, and not the American, but the British one. And yeah, it's still around, thank goodness. But yeah, that's there where it's based off of. It's called the Duchess of Hamilton.
Okay.
And the thing about it is that some people think it's ugly, some people think it's cool, but at least it's what I think about it.
Well, whenever I see anything and someone says to me, "Oh, look at that piece of machinery or that train, it's really ugly," I always say, "It's so ugly, it's pretty." You know?
Yeah, I guess my different opinions, like different perspectives on things, but yeah.
Sure. Mojave Model Railroad, Tina says, every day it amazes me the talent we have in this hobby. Nice job, Nathan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mojave Model Railroad, Tina wants to know, what kind of research do you do when you decide you're going to build an engine or a car, a box car?
To be honest, I hardly do any research, like unless it's like looks or something. Like when I first built my first train ever, Duchess of Hamilton, I said, okay, this part it looks like this, so I've got to make it in this way. And if it's like a fantasy locomotive, I just randomly guess instead of well, I do like draw plans to get a good start of what it looked like, but I might change my mind a little bit, and that's what the result might be. Like for example, like I want more. Let's say I want more stuff on here, like on top.
Right.
But when I put these two googly eyes on top, which makes a smoke dome, I think that looks pretty good for what it is right now. I think it'll turn out good, and I think it did.
It did. And do you on some? And Sparky says that when he received it, it was an awesome gift, and he said that
Wow.
he cried. He cried when he got it. That's, you know, when you give something from the heart and you expect nothing in return for it, that truly is a gift. So I think that's why you know, it's tough. But how do you get the engines to I've seen some of your videos where you've actually, the ones you've built, the Nathan DeLay one, does that run on a layout?
Oh, it actually does.
And what kind of power does it have a decoder in it?
Actually, some of the locomotives do have decoders. The ones that do run, this one included. The decoder is literally inside the cab. I know it might be a little hard to see, but it's in there.
Okay.
But the one thing you might see if it's red, I actually added a firebox to it, so when it gets track power, it can have constant track voltage of just a simple firebox to pick up power.
All right, very good.
I could actually, if I turn it the other way, I could show you without running, or maybe just a little bit to show you the firebox.
Sure, I'd love that.
Good thing the controller's right next to me.
Good thing. Look how we planned that out.
Actually, to be honest, I didn't explain out where I put the controller, but thank goodness I realized. Oh,
Well,
good.
I tell you, here at Model Railroading, we spend no expenses. Our budget is by far over the top. The stuff that Andy and Ralph allow us to do here is amazing. You know.
In case people know what I'm doing, I'm just putting the address in.
Okay.
And in case people don't believe, which I think they will anyway, but
Excuse me.
There's the light.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a steam locomotive that is made out of tin cans, soda cans. And that's pretty amazing.
Oh, thank you. The one thing I can't control on this engine is the front light, but that's totally fine because I don't need to turn off the light anyway.
Yeah, true. And it runs very smooth. Nathan, I got it. Very good, Nathan. Very good.
That's actually based on my favorite frame that some people don't like and some people do like. It's a Mahano. And the way how you can tell if a Mahano's old or a Mahano is newer is pretty simple, actually. I have another one here, thank goodness.
Good.
Let's just say like you know how the bell looks like it could be a slit on, well this one isn't. And right here, the bell gives it away pretty easily. So it's that style. It's a newer one, so I prefer getting those. But let's say if you don't have the money to get a newer one, they're real easily to change the motor, and when they change the motor, they act like a brand new engine, which I actually did do that once. So yeah, this is another good example of what to look for if you're gonna get Mahano. To see if you see like the cam motor, I know it might be hard to see.
Yeah. We could, definitely.
So yeah, I just thought that'd be helpful for who wants a Mahano, and yeah, I think they're really good, awesome cars. They still make them, but they're way expensive, like maybe $30 or $300 or something like that.
I hear you.
But that's not built in this country, America. Yeah.
Let's see. I have a couple of questions here. Sparky 107 says Nathan had a meet and greet. Nathan has a meet and greet he wants to do. Are you still planning on the Northland? And when? And will he run his trains on the meetup?
Interesting how that's brought up. I'm hoping to do the YouTube meet and greet on March 11th, which is on 11th on Saturday, and I'm hoping to run my trains there. But I contacted Northlands on email, and they say we normally don't let people run trains, but I find that a little odd because when I was at Heath's YouTube meet and greet, same concept for that. They are more than willing to run trains, so I don't know how to. I don't know if I can or can't, but if I do have a YouTube meet and greet, I think it should be good enough reason. I think, in my opinion.
In your opinion, I think you're right. And the old saying is, a squeaky wheel gets oiled. You need to be persistent, but you need to be persistent, but not obnoxious and rude.
Yeah. Good thing we did the email once. They said to do a reminder thing. But
yeah, just send it back saying, first what I would do is I would find out I would set up the meet and greet, find out guaranteed how many people are coming. And if you have a substantial amount of people, then they'll pay attention to you, because now let's say if you have 10, 20, 30, 40 people that are going to the meet and greet, now you have them a reason, to work with you. They may be taking the email that you sent to them as it's just you.
Oh.
So if you send them and saying, I'm planning a meet and greet, also include with that email that you have a YouTube channel and that you would, this is what I do. And, in model railroading, and explain to them that I'm having a meet and greet, and on this day at your facility, and I'm bring 30 people have guaranteed that they're showing up.
Hmm.
So that works for them because now it's just not you coming to see your trains run on their layout on the Northland, So I would approach it that way. And Sparky says that he's coming, and he says it in capital letters. I am coming. Yeah, he has.
Wow.
Yeah, he is, and lives in Canada, so that's a big deal.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Human City Junction asked Nathan, any chance you're going to have a host of meet and greet in 2022, 2023? And we just had answered that question that it might happen in March at Northland in New Jersey. If it does, I think that I myself might come because I'm in Staten Island and I'm just over the bridge to it. So I would be more than happy to come.
The one thing that people, I don't know if they have or have experienced in Northland, I experienced a little different. And by ownership, like the original guy was Bruce Acanino, and he owned it when the first time I went there in 2018. But the second time I saw Heath, well, actually the first time I saw Heath, it was a different ownership by people, I believe, who might be Indian by their accent. I could be wrong about that, but they were very nice people, more than willing to. Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, like I said, tried and true. A squeaky wheel does get oiled. And Wigwam Workshop says, I think Nathan could scratch build an awesome Galloping Goose number 6, the one that looks like a school bus.
I have promised I would do that, but I guess I want to do other projects first just to get them out of the way. And then,
right. Yeah. Now you just recently moved into your own apartment, right?
Oh, yes, 2 months ago.
Okay, so now you were given access to the basement as well, right?
Well, yeah. Actually, I would never ask for the basement. Honestly, the landowners were so nice enough to give me it. They wouldn't use it for anything else. So that, hey, Nathan, why you have your own private room and your own basement?
So you went ahead. Sparky 107. I just was reading Sparky 107. He says, and it would be nice when you write them an email, include other people's name as well, Nathan. Name dropping thing. You say you have other YouTube channels, providers that provide content on YouTube. Most likely, let's take for example, if Sparky and Heath show up, they're most likely going to show up with their recording equipment, their cameras. So they're going to be photographing it, and then it's more publicity for them,
and more business good. And
more
exactly.
Like uprising. It's what we say here in Brooklyn: as one hand washes the other, and they both wash the face. So
I don't mean to sound mean about myself, but sometimes I haven't been too good with communication for myself.
That's all right. Hey, listen, one step in front of the other, brother. That's how the journey starts. Don't worry about it. We should also, well, I don't know, but you got the basement now. You got your own apartment, and they offered the basement to you, so you decided to start a layout.
Yep. I shockingly, I started a layout. It was just like a zero loop. Like it maybe shape as a zero, and then I didn't like it, couldn't get through very well, so I tore it down, and then I built a F shape there, shaped as an F.
Right. Now, one of the earlier questions, I forgot who it was, but someone asked, and I think we talked about this last night. Is it cold in the basement now? Because we're getting into a bit of a cold snap here in the Northeast.
To be honest, I'm not really sure. I don't think it won't be maybe that cold, but luckily, this place used to be half of it used to be a grocery store and a upholstery, and this door right here, I know it might be hard to see, but that goes to the upholstery, so they're going to change that into apartments. So my guess, it might be more heating, like maybe coming this way. I think it's inconclusive.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So now your layout has, It's not really finished, is it? Are you going to add more to it, or are you going to keep it as a size now? How big is it?
Uh, to be honest, I'm not really sure, but it's not really finished. Like I think it's like well, what's behind me is finished for now, but I could do a little more better improvements.
Right. It's always something with the layout, right? You just, you start working on it, and then as you get something done, you're just like, I don't like that. Let me get rid of it,
Yeah.
and then take it out and rebuild it. So that's good. That's good. How many now is your layout based on any particular line, like the Penn Central or the Pennsylvania, or is it freelance?
It's all freelance. I feel like freelance is more easier to do because you can make your own rules, do your own scenes, and like saying it has to be a certain way. Not saying that prototypical isn't the way to go, but
No, no.
everybody has their own taste about it.
That's nice. You're being a real good politician there. That's really good. You don't have to do this and that. It's your layout. You can do whatever, even if it was a prototypical layout. If you decide you want to put palm trees in your Pennsylvania Railroad, by all means, go right ahead. You can, and stuff like that. Happy Valley Hobbies is in the house. Split Rock is also in the house. Welcome, guys. Sparky 107 says, Nathan, you have been to a few meets and greets. What are the highlights to you of the YouTube meet and greet? What were the highlights for you from?
To be honest, I sort of thought about it and I sort of haven't. Honestly, I think it maybe depends on the days or something because of different people. Like for example, I was happy to see Gigi for the first time and Ben, who I saw for the first time and never. Well, anyway, all I'm trying to say is like it felt so different. Like we had the dining car experience, and then when I went to Heath's place, I felt like a totally different atmosphere in a good way, with newer people. And then Sparky to Mean Greet, a little similar to his, but then like same thing, like I said, newer people, which made it more, let's just say, intriguing with newer information, like people's background and stuff like that.
Now you went to the dining car experience that Sparky held. Is that correct?
Yeah, in 2019 at Steamtown.
Right. And how was that for you? I mean, how was your experience in the dining car and meeting? Was that the first time that you met Sparky?
Actually, to be honest with you, when I went to Steamtown, it was the first time I met literally anybody, or my very first meet to meet and greet.
Okay. So how was that experience for you, meeting all these YouTube creators?
To be honest, I thought like, how do I explain this in a nice way? I thought I shouldn't trust people or stuff like that because of how line is or something. But then when I realized after the to me great, like this is way better than I can imagine, twice as better.
Right. Well, okay. From the experience that people have told you, is meeting people from online can be a bit dangerous. Is that what and then meeting these gentlemen and their families and stuff, it turned out to be a good experience.
Exactly. And it made me also realize that it depends on the situation of people and groups and yada yada.
Right. And so and then you met Heath. Is that correct? You went and met him?
At Northlands. I don't think I never saw him sorry, I don't think I ever met him at Steamtown, but I definitely met him at Northlands for the first time.
So you met Heath and you met Sparky. So let me put you on the line here. Which one was better looking, Sparky or Heath?
Honestly, it might be hard to say.
Oh, okay. That's an honest answer. Yeah, it is slightly. Happy Valley Hobbies. His feed is slightly delayed because he's using his cell phone plugged in due to the fact that his laptop The Wi-Fi is located on the top floor of his building, and so it was a little sketchy yesterday on Tech Tune Up. So today we asked him to use his cell phone. So hey, Go Via Go Home is in the house from Canada. Hey, Nathan. Hey,
I'm glad you made it.
yeah. Yeah. But on the whole, meeting these YouTube guys that you see, they're just like regular guys, regular people.
Yeah, ordinary people like you would see like at work or school, which I'm not in school anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, but still, they're just like everybody else. They just have a YouTube channel, and then you get to see them. And it's also good that they're in the same hobby as you are, and that you're in the hobby that they are in, and that you know they're pretty decent guys. They share their information with you.
Yeah, to be honest, I was part of a training group in 2018 and before I went to Steamtown.
Right.
And what got me realizing after when I went to YouTube Meet and Greet, the only difference is like people say, "Oh, sure, you have a YouTube channel, yeah. Look at these trains," or maybe people like more than others. But when you get to YouTube Meet and Greets, people know exactly who you are, what you have done, and the list is just wonderful and goes on.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true. Very, very, very true. And that's good. So, Boxcar Jerry's in the house. Hey, good evening. Yeah, and he says good evening to you, Nathan, and stuff like that. So that was good. I'm glad that you had that experience. I'm glad that you had. What did you have at the dining car? Do you remember what you ate?
Actually, I do. It was some kind of it was steak and mashed potatoes. Actually, I didn't finish it, so I took it home to my parents' house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was literally 19 when I went to my first YouTube Meet and Greet, so you can compare it to the year as any year, and that's my age.
Oh, okay. Sparky 107 says that when it comes to scratch building, Nathan is my idol. He's truly amazing.
Wow.
I guess if I ask that question again, who was the better looking, Sparky or Heath? I guess now Sparky would be the better looking.
I guess I'm not sure how to answer.
That's all right. I'll say it for you. Sparky's good. Heath is not bad, but Sparky's pretty good. I met Sparky up in New Springfield, Mass, a couple of years ago. Nice guy. And Mojave Model Railroad says, "I love staying on the radar. Less makeup I have to buy," she says. Aha. LOL, she says.
Yeah, I actually subscribed to her because DJ shouted her out, and I thought, oh, that's really nice of him.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing to me.
Yeah, it's good. Yes, Tina, we are talking about Sparky with his crazy hair. That's only a wig.
I honestly had no idea.
That's not his real hair.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. So now you have autism. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, does that how does that affect your approach to modeling, or does it?
I think it does in some ways, but not completely. Like if let's just say I have to read a dictionary, it'll be hard for me to read some words, but I can read some basic words, not completely. Math is a struggle. My times tables is the worst to memorize or something. What else? Hard to say after that.
When you get into a situation, you have somebody who assists you that can help you?
I would say honestly, not saying that you are, but what I think a lot of people don't realize is like, just because somebody has autism doesn't mean people are the same, but it's different for everyone else. Like some have more availability than the others. Yeah.
Right. Do people tend to isolate you because they think of your disability as something that hinders them to communicate with you?
I think it's maybe rare. It's hard to say because I think I had more good in my life than bad.
Yeah, I have to say, Nathan, that I don't think you really do have a disability. I think you have an ability. You've been communicating very well, and the things that you've been doing, like I said, are pretty. I can't do what you do.
Yeah. Well, actually, what probably everyone will be surprised about is when I was real little, I would, and even my parents admit this, is that I was a very quiet person all the way till I was a high schooler, and I became more talkative, figure out some things over time.
Yeah, well, that's life in general. Figuring it out, you know. The best thing about making mistakes is that you make the mistake, you just put it in your back pocket, and you move on, and
Yeah.
you learn from that. I'm sure that you have like done stuff when you were building that and say, well, that didn't work. What if I tried this and did
Yeah,
it this way?
that's exactly how it happened.
Exactly, exactly. You know.
Mm.
So on your layout that you have downstairs in this beautiful layout room that you have, how's that working out for you? Are you
Uh, I would say it's pretty good for some trains. Like my Hondas are doing wonderful. But honestly, I feel like this is just my personal preference. Like Atlas or Bachmann, especially Bachmann is a little more sensitive. I think I'm not sure how well they're built, but I think they're decent. But I feel like they derail more easily,
uh,
especially on like tinier wheel flanges.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes you have to change the wheels out,
Yeah.
because what they fit them with is not maybe is good for the track itself.
Mm.
Mohammed Tina from Mojave Model Railroading, Mojave. I had two teeth removed. I had two wisdom teeth taken out the other day. So please forgive me if I'm
Mm.
a little
Uh,
into the thing. She says that she uses her makeup for weathering. Do you wear makeup? Because I'll tell you
I,
right now.
I
Well,
never
not
have, to
you,
be
not
honest.
you, not you. I'm talking to
Oh,
Tina. I'm
I'm
talking to
sorry.
Tina. Tina, yeah. How can you perfect on perfection? Why would you do that?
Mm.
Anyway, Nathan Ken Amos Jr. from B&O underscore 51 says, Nathan, you are an amazing scratch builder and you're always thinking outside the box. That's what makes you so great. Exclamation point, exclamation point,
Yeah.
exclamation point.
Yeah, honestly, when people give me more feedback in a good way, it feels like I want to do more, and I think that's really awesome, like a bonus. But at least I get to do what I want to do anyway.
That's the key right there, and a lot of I have to say that's very courageous on your part because a lot of guys won't take that leap of faith into the unknown, you know?
Yeah.
Like I said, me personally, I wouldn't do that. I can't speak for anybody else. I go with the tried and true method of it, having the box with the big blow up diagram of where A goes into B, B goes into C.
Uh,
You do something that I think is like that takes a lot of that really takes courage, and it also takes a skill set, and you kind of like think like you know Ken says that you think outside the box because you see something that's there and you imagine it before it's even built.
yeah.
Here's a question:
For
do you
sure.
have a preference to what soda can you use?
The only thing I would say no preference. Well, honestly, I wish soda companies would make bigger products. Like what I mean is like the same big soda cans, but as beer cans, so it could be more easier for me
All right.
because of the residual over with that.
Right. Arizona iced tea makes the big, large cans.
Ah,
That's something to take into consideration.
that's a good point.
Yeah, Arizona iced tea. You can drink the iced tea because they're pretty good. Don't drink so much because you'll wind up getting diabetes.
Oh,
Yeah. Steve 87 PSAP says, "This is a good show. Good seeing you again, Nathan. Great show, Bill. Well, thank you.
thank you.
Oh, go via go home says I should send you a box of Monster cans.
Nice.
Yeah, he'd love that.
Yeah,
He'd love that.
actually, I still have a box card and I still love it. You see on Chris's channel, he's dressed up like Santa Claus, and I
Okay,
just
yes.
what? Oh, so anyway, when he dressed up as Santa Claus, I went on the channel. He said, "Have you been a good boy?" Yeah, yeah. And luckily, I got a pink box card that I still like.
Well, good, good. Sparky 107 wants to know. I have to know. Scratch building. Why the soda cans and why did you go to a UK steamer for the first one? What drove that product? What made you think to
Mm.
do that?
Well, it's all started off because I just wanted that locomotive so badly, and I was really getting into British trains when I was at middle school. And I got all the way to high school in 2016, and I thought, you know what, I'll just do what I know and go from there. And then when after I done scratch built that first engine, it made me realize if I do more, I'll get a lot better and I'll get more stuff. So I'm gonna take the long run. That's where it lead me to in a good way.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Uh, Tina wants to know, Nathan, do you have any plans to do uh, to replicate the big boy engine?
Honestly, I have some ideas. People have said in the past that for me to do a big boy. Um, the way I would most likely do it is like let's just say I would get a Mahano and another Mahano and put them together and make this real long big boy, and I'll be like double the power. But I would love to do that, but the problem is the money. But that's okay. I could like try to learn how to do the opposite, which is make the frame and everything. Luckily, I know I made a camper that I made completely from scratch. I have nothing but parts and soda cans. No other store bought stuff.
Yeah. You know how you can save a lot of money?
Oh sure.
And I learned this from my father.
Mm.
When you come home from work or from your day, you know all the loose change you have in your pocket?
Oh, keep that change.
Just put it in a jar and don't
Oh,
open it. And put it in the closet, out of sight, out of mind.
wow.
My dad used to do that with his quarters. He used to put them in a big bottle. That's how he paid
Nice.
his taxes on his houses, on his house.
Amazing.
Sparky wants to know why soda cans? Isn't styrene a lot safer, less cuts?
Uh, the thing. Well, I don't know. I have thought about it, but I'm not really sure how. I guess I'll answer in some ways that I can. Like when I started soda cans, I was already making stuff out of soda cans. Most of it was not soda can train related. So then when I felt like done making that stuff, I at the same time I was making that first train, and I realized I have the skills for that. Why not put in the train I first want to build? And yeah.
You know, and isn't Ocus no? Hey, Ocus. Ocus is in the house. Big Bill. Have you ever met Ocus, Nathan?
I'm not sure if I have. I'm
Yeah,
not.
he was a part of our model railroading group a couple of years ago, but he serves in the United States Marine Corps at this time, so he's
Nice.
always traveling around and everything with his
Hmm.
family. But Ocas is a big supporter of us, and he's a big model railroad fan, and he's also an excellent drummer. If you guys get a chance, go to Facebook on Ocas Norton and put him down. He's a really good drummer. Good, he knows how to bang those skins, baby.
Uh,
But here's a question I have for you,
sure.
or a, kind of like a thing. What Sparky said about the styrene, isn't it easier to work with the cans because you can mold them a little, whereas styrene's a little, it's a plastic and it's stiffer.
To be honest, I'm not sure if I don't know if I've done much styrene, which is why I'm so used to soda cans. But I guess that makes a good point. Like I should give it a go just in case or whatever happens.
Yeah. Ocus says that he's still in the group. Of course you are. And you just need more time for the hobby. I hear that, brother. Tina's asked, Nathan, have you tried your talents at making scale cars and trucks? I would think some big rig trailers would be awesome and always in demand.
Mm. Speaking of which, I decided, and this is only because of what was available to me, luckily. You see, where my apartment is, I'm close to a lake. And for the first time, this is my soda can boat. I know it probably doesn't look like much, but I need to work on it because it's probably leaking a little. But yeah, I'm gonna hopefully do that for fun and maybe make a separate channel. The reason why I would rather do that is because a long time ago I made like a funny thing on my original channel, the one I have now, and DJ made a point where he said if you make a separate channel, people won't like people are so used to the train stuff that even the ones that have been around for so long, but when I make it separate, it might have more of a chance, I think, to have people become more and know what I do, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's good to keep it all in one channel, even if you split up like with the boats and stuff like that. People, people can choose whether to watch it or not, model railroad. But you get more, you get more enthusiasm and more intake in that. Sparky wants to know, he goes, here's a couple of fast questions, and I'll break these down and do them one at a time.
Sure.
DC or DCC?
I rather prefer DCC, but it's rare that I have DC stuff.
Okay.
I'm in like the computer stuff. Mostly have that.
Modern or Steam?
Honestly, I think that's hard to pick. I like the mixture of both, and I think the Rare of Rare Day Norton is a good example of that. I like today's standards, but using old equipment, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Like more available.
Right, exactly. Build it or build it? Oh, I'm sorry. Buy it or build it?
Honestly, maybe both. And the reason why is like if anything's cheaper, I could use that for X to make something different. But yeah, I would rather make something different. Like for me, I know like this is a little off topic, but for like modern diesels, I think they're all the same. When I saw a share for a Kid Knight Rider, like the '80s TV show, there was a scene where a kid at the car was right next to a Norfolk Southern steam engine, and it turns out that Norfolk Southern steam engine is still being made the same way. But so I thought they were like all the same.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone, but just
no, don't take it. On your scratch builds, motor in or out?
You mean like exposed motor or just like seeing it?
Well, do you put a motor in or out?
I try to put a motor in as possible, but sometimes maybe like when the frame is so maybe badly damaged, it's probably not worth it. I had some of that stuff, but I'll be here's like a good example. This is my cap holder. This is a Bachmann Bill and Ben, and I had to put a motor in because the motor was smoking.
Okay.
And that's what I mean by Bachmanns are okay, which luckily this can be taken apart easily. It might be a little hard for me to take out, but as you can see,
we see it. That's good.
Yeah. When you buy a Bill and Ben, it's nothing like that, but luckily I believe I made it better.
And the last thing he wants to know is what is next for you? What is the hobby table?
Hopefully, I get to make literally everything from scratch, except maybe computers and maybe motors, or maybe lights. That's the hardest part, like down to a millimeter or something, I'm guessing.
Right. And if you switch to Geico, you save 15%. So that was from Robert Holman, but that's good. Sparky 107 says, this guy, meaning you, is awesome.
Nice.
And Ocus Norton wants to know: do you make the couplers from cans as well, or they purchase?
Most of them are purchased, but it's rare that I make soda can couplers. But yeah, honestly, the reason why is because of how maybe flimsy they can be, or how much stress.
Yeah,
But
very good.
maybe bullet shells is a good way of doing it because of how less stress it can take and they're thicker.
Yeah, very good. Good point. Good point. Now on your excuse me, on your YouTube channel, is your web on is your email on that?
It's in the about section.
It's in the
Always
about
available.
section, and also you have a Facebook page too, correct?
Yep, Instagram and another website called MeWe, and that's pretty much about it.
Okay.
Oh, I almost got Patreon. I have that too.
Oh, okay. You have a Patreon page?
Yep,
Nice. On your YouTube channel?
yep. Well, for my YouTube channel, I think that's a little separate. Like, I should put more links into it, but yeah.
Hmm. So listen, you guys out there, if you're listening, if you're finished and you got the large cans, send him an email or look him up on Facebook, Nathan DeLay, and get his address from him and send him those big cans. And while you're at it, throw a couple of bucks in the envelope and send it out to him. You know, he could use to
That's
get some
nice.
couplers and some trucks, HO scale trucks for himself. You don't have to put $1 million or 100. A couple of bucks, spare change would be good, and make Nathan's day. You know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Nathan.
Well, honestly, for my opinion, I don't care how the locomotive looks or operates. I just care about if it runs good, that's good. But if it doesn't work, I can repurpose it.
This is very true. Happy Valley Hobbies wants to know what other materials do you use when you're scratch building and making these engines?
This is my glue called Loctite. I've been using it since my first scratch build engine.
Okay.
They changed the product a little, but still the same glue. And I have used bullet shells. That's been rare times.
Did you say bullet shells?
Yep.
You've used bullet shells?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting, brother.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Actually, have it right here. Here it is.
Wow.
That's really my first bullet shell train ever, and it's a very strong engine.
Turn it, like that. That's pretty interesting.
This is originally this is a remote control. So like, let's say when you have it on DC, it becomes a remote control anyway.
Right.
Like, I know I'm moving around all over the place, but if you buy one, this is a remote it comes with.
Okay.
And when you put it in DCC, it can run like a regular DCC engine.
Okay, great. And Go Home wants to know, can you take us, what's the process? What's the process of you doing that? I mean, how does it start?
It starts off as figuring out where like if you want to do scratch building, the best thing to do is like where do the screws go? Because let's say you have to fix it and it breaks, then you can just unscrew it and take it like a normal train shell and take it and fix it and then put it back together, which I had to do several times, thank goodness. So I basically I put like metal to the screws, but not permanent, and then I build and build and build on that. Little comes a long way, the old saying goes.
Yes, very true, very true. When you're going to work with the tin cans, the soda cans, do you wash them prior to get any of the grease or the film off them, and do you strip down the paint from the outside, or do you prime them with regular primer?
The only thing I do is if I cut them open and they have service, I would definitely do that, but nothing else.
Oh,
I just paint over it, everything.
Dwight at Northern Star says, I think if I use soda cans, I would build a lot of buildings. Here's Sparky wants to know. Nathan, when you got your new apartment, what did you set up first? Your layout? or your bedroom?
I had to set up my bedroom first, and then the layout came later.
Priorities. Always priorities. Sparky says
Yeah,
I was betting.
I did.
Sparky was saying I was betting that it was your layout first.
Honestly, I wish it was, but yeah, rules are rules, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's so good that you have. Is your layout down in the basement? Is it a U shaped or an L shaped type?
It honestly, it's very, like I said, shaped as an F.
An F. Okay.
Like
All
like
right.
like what I mean is like there's that spot, so at the bottom of the F, and then we go all the way here to right here. I know that might be hard to believe, but or something.
No, not at all. I think it's a great job. It's a great starting point.
Oh, like yeah. The first spot you see, I'm hoping to make a British, because I always wanted one of these, a British train station. Not any train station. It's like one of those canopies where it's shaped as like this,
Uh-huh.
and it goes a long way. Yeah.
Tina Marie from Mojave Model Railroad wants to know who are some of the modelers that have inspired you.
DJ's Trains. Another good one that I've been dying to go to since I loved British trains from the beginning was Pendon Museum. It's a train group, but it's not like actually a train group. It's representing a town that no longer is the same. So like they captured change in a way,
Right.
and that's basically almost everything about it is capturing right to the trains.
Right.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they're so realistic that they look so real to modern standards.
Right. And do you do N scale? You do HO scale, right?
It's mostly has been HO scale. I rarely have done other scales. But yeah.
Okay. And do you have any favorite YouTube channels you like watching for your inspiration?
To be honest, I'll just say I have a different opinion about that because I probably do like some more than others, but I don't want to say just to be mean, just in case, like maybe giving other people a chance or something in a good way.
Yeah, that's good. Sparky 107 says, hey, Bill, over the years, this is the best guest yet. So true to himself, and he is good, and he's dedicated, and he has a dream. It's very true.
Yeah,
Very
so it's my biggest dream has been I want to build a real life size trolley, maybe the size of a speeder, but not as big as a car at the same time.
right.
But I'm what?
No, good. Go ahead.
So I would love to actually store underneath my table.
Oh,
Sorry, my table right here. Maybe to make some excuse like saying you can't have a train here, or like I saying, oh really? I could just disassemble it and put it away, and it won't be a problem. I guess.
I'm sure. I think you can work it out.
Yeah.
Happy Valley Models Hobbies wants to know what is your favorite scale?
Probably mostly HO scale, to be honest. Because I feel like what I'm used to, it's just I know it's like a preference for me, but I feel like when I'm having something used to, it's what I do mostly.
Right. Well, that's what you like working in, and that's a good thing. You enjoy what you're doing. You know, how many hours do you devote to working on your hobby, working on on your layout as well as scratch building? Is it something you do every day, or is it just when you know?
It feels when I kind of feel like it. Sometimes when I feel lazy, to be honest, I gotta force myself here, and then I don't regret afterwards.
Yes, I know that feeling.
But I wouldn't recommend it all the time. But maybe the reason why I'm doing both is just to do a fresh mind perspective on things, like maybe how to build stuff better or do stuff better.
Mm-hmm.
this boat, maybe I could make some flat metal on top of here and build maybe Titanic or something somewhere down that line.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Just I want to I want to know if you know these two people personally.
Oh, sure.
Do you know do you know Rod Stewart?
I heard of him, but I don't know if I know him very well, to be honest.
Okay, so I don't have any connections there. And the second one, do you know Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago?
To be honest, I find it inconclusive. I think I might have first name, but like I said, every bit of it might for me might be inclusive with information or stuff like that.
Right, okay. Well, I'm trying to get in touch with Abe Froman, so every time I have a guest on my show, I'm wondering if they know him, you know. But anyway, that's him. And you don't know Rod Stewart, right?
Like I said, I think I definitely heard of him, but I don't
He's a
have
rock
direct
and
contact.
he's a rock and roll star. I just thought maybe, you know, he's a big model railroader. So I thought maybe in the circles that you ran, maybe you ran across him. But anyway, I tried. At least I tried. But in any case, that's the medication. Well, I got to say, Nathan, it has been an ultimate pleasure on my part to have you on the show. It really has been a real pleasure and an honor to have you on this show. I'm not just saying that. And you really brought a lot to the table tonight, and I hope it was inspiring for everybody who is watching tonight. And I hope that you have inspired them to continue modeling and to try new things and to venture into things that maybe they were like, I don't know if I can do it, you know, and stuff like that. You have definitely broken that barrier down.
Actually, speaking of which, there was one time on Instagram, and he's more of a YouTube guy, younger. This guy was originally going to quit painting until he saw my YouTube videos because he told me everything about that. And then it's like, hey, if he can do it, so can I. And then he got back into it some more, which I was so glad.
And there it is, right there. There it is. There it is. So thank you so much for being on the show tonight with us. And stay in the green room. And I hope you didn't have any of that, green sushi there. I don't know if you like sushi, but Mojave Model Railroad says, "Awesome job, Nathan. Great to see you live and keep up the awesome modeling. You are an inspiration to so many of us model railroaders."
Wow.
Very good. And speaking of Tina Marie from Mojave Model Railroading, we will have her as our guest next week.
That's awesome. I hope to be there.
Yes, come and join us and ask questions of her because we're going to update. She has a new YouTube. Well, she has an old YouTube channel that she's refreshed, and she's making it more viable and putting more things in. Right now, she has a little bit of a contest going on, and if you send her a postcard from your home state, she's going to put them on her fascia. But I'll let her talk about that more. And maybe she said that she has an in with Rod Stewart. We'll see about that as well. But she's going to be our guest next Wednesday, the 26th of October, and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please feel free to join in. In fact, we encourage you to join in. Yeah, I know it's pronounced Mojave, but I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and I'm actually drooling a little bit. You see me wiping it. So I'm having a hard time. I'm wearing this as a costume. Got my New York Mets shirt. We lost. I don't know if you follow baseball, but we had 101 wins and we lost in. What can I say? Anyway, and Thursday night, tomorrow, guys, is going to be Johnny's Train Talk Show. He'll be on tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where you guys can come on down to the old hobby shop and pull up a chair, pull a cold one out of the cooler, and sit down and talk model railroading with Johnny and his guests that he'll have. So that's it for now. I want to thank all of you guys for participating tonight. and being a part of the Model Railroading Live. Who's Big Bill talking to you? Like I said, next week we're going to have Tina Marie on the show. She'll give us an update of what she's going and what she's involved in, and that's good to have her back on the show. So she's a repeat guest, and I'm always looking forward to talking to Tina. And she says, get those questions ready for next week as Bill puts me on the hot seat. Nah, never, Tina, never. Anyway, with that said, I want to wish you guys a very good evening, very good day tomorrow. Have a blessed, be safe, be well. Most of all, have a blessed week. And thank you, Nathan DeLay, for being on the show. Really appreciate it. I sincerely meant those things. Very courageous young man, into the hobby. You don't let your, autism hold you back. You go right for it. And that's a great thing. That is a great thing. And God bless you. God bless you, brother. All right. With that said, we'll see you guys on the radio. Tune in next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m.